Hello students, today we will study the next topic of chapter number 5, standard 10. The topic is nth term of an arithmetic progression. Now what is the meaning of nth term? We know now that what is an arithmetic progression. It is a collection of terms and all terms are equidistant, that means the difference between any two consecutive number is same. So there, suppose that we have given first three terms of an AP. Then we have to ask to find out the 20th term or 25th term, or let's suppose say 36th term, right? So how to find that term? By actually calculating in this way or by putting this way in the term, and if we find out the, let's suppose, 25th term, then it will becomes a lengthy process. So there is a shortcut method, there is a formula to find out the any term of the given arithmetic progression, right? So that formula that we have to study today, right? So that is, in general, it is called as an nth term, right? So let's take an example of an AP. Let's suppose that this AP is like this. First term is 2, then 7, 12, 17, and then continue in this way. Okay. So uh, what is the first term for this AP? The first term, we will say it as a A1, right? We use here 1 as a subscript, right? So A1, we can also say it as a in general form, right? So that value is 2. Now here we can see that we have 4 terms we have given, so we can find out the common difference. So what is the common difference for this AP? The common difference that we used to say it as a D, which is represented as a D, that is equals to 5, because 7 minus 2, we will get the 5. We can also take we can also find the difference from these two terms, 17 minus 12. It is also again gives the 5. So the first term of an AP is 2. The common difference is 5. Now the second term, notice the second term. So we can write down the second term as, second term is equals to A plus D. Why A plus D? Remember the general formula, general form of an AP. The first term we can write down as a, second term we can write down as a plus D, third term we can write down as a plus 2D, right? In previous class we have studied about the general formula of an AP, right? So the second term we can write down as A plus D. Now A is 2 and D is 5. The addition of both is equals to 7. So the 7 will become our second term. Now the third term, again third term we can write down it as A plus 2D. A plus 2D. The difference is twice in this type, right? So the difference is 5. So 5 2s are 10. And first term is also 2. So by adding 10 and 2 we get the 12. Okay, so now notice one thing here, that can we write down this second term as a A2, and here in place of D can we write down 2 minus 1 into D, because 2 minus 1 gives 1. So it is actually A plus D. We just represent it in another form. So our first term is A, second term will be A2 is equals to A plus 2 minus 1 into D. Now go, let's see the third term. Can we write down A3, third term, A3 is equals to A plus. Now instead of B, what we can put? 3 minus 1, because 3 minus 1 is 2 and B is as it is. So one question is that why we are doing here instead of D we put 2 minus 1, and why we put instead of 2 3 minus 1. It is because that we are going to find the second term, that means A2. So we can put here A plus 2 minus 1 into D. Here the term is 2, that is why we write down 2 minus 1 into D. Okay. If we are going to find out the third term, then what we can write down? A3 is equals to A plus 3 minus 1 into D. So notice the pattern. Whenever we find the second term, we have to put down 2 minus 1. Whenever we find the third term, we have to put 3 minus 1. Now for the fourth term, now you can see, now you can understand what we have to put. For the fourth term, we have to put A4 is equals to A plus 4 minus 1 into D. Because of the fourth term, we put here 4. And 4 minus 1 gives us 3. And according to the general form, the fourth term is also we get as a plus 3D. So we are actually not changing this value, we just represent this value in another form. Right? We are matching it with the terms, number of the terms. Fourth number terms we want to find out, that is why we use here 4. For the third number term, we can use 3. For the second term, we use 2. Now what will happen for the first term? If we put here 1, then what will happen? A1 is equals to A plus 1 minus 1 into D. Then 1 minus 1 becomes 0. Only A will remain. That is why we represent the first term is A only. Right? And it is 2. So what is the first term now? A4 is equals to A plus 4 minus 1 into D. That means A plus 3D. And it is 70. So now what will happen if you want to find out the nth term? Now you get the idea. To find the nth term, we can write down it as a an, that is equals to a. The first term remains as it is in all the cases. You can see that. First term remains as it is. D remains as it is in the multiplication. But which number do we have to multiply D? In this case, we have to multiply D with n minus 1. Why n? Because we want to find out the nth term. Right? Here, as we want to find out the fourth term, that is why we write down here 4 minus 1. So for the nth term, we have to write down n minus 1. Understand? Okay. So let's take an example. Suppose we want to find out the 28th term of this AP. Then what we have to do? We can write down it as a 28 is equals to first term plus 28 minus 1 into D. Right? So 28 minus 1 is equals to 27. So here we can put the value of A as 2. Here we will get 27. And what is D? D is 5. So by doing this simplification, we can get the 28th term of this AP. Understand? Okay. Okay. So which formula we derive to find out the nth term? We derive a formula an is equals to a plus n minus 1 into d. Using this formula, we can find out the any term of an AP. Right? So let us understand this by taking one example. Let's suppose we have given a first term is equals to 7. The common difference is equals to 3. The value of n is equals to 8. And we want to find out the an term. Right? An means n is 8. So we can write down also it as a a8. So what is the value of the term which is placed at 8th place? So one thing you have to keep in mind that there are two things. One is the number of term and second one is the value of the term. Don't be confused between these two quantity, right? Don't be confused between these two things. One is given as a number of the term, second one is the value of the term. Both are different. See, this is the value, 7 is the value of the first term, but it is considered as a first term. So its number is first and its value is 7. So we have to find out the 8th term, that we know the number of the term that we have to find is 8, but it is value is not 8. We have to find out its value and it is represented as a8. So don't be confused between the number of the terms and the value of the terms. Okay. So now using all these things and by this formula, we can find out the value of an, that means the a8, 8th term. So put down all the values. Here we can write down a8, a is 7, n minus 1, that means 8 minus 1, and d is 3. So by simplifying this, we get 7. So 8 is equals to 7 plus 7 into 3. That means 21, and addition of both this we get as a 28. So 8th term we get is equals to 28, right? So notice again this formula. How many variables are there? First variable is an, second one is a, third one is n, and fourth one is d. Total 4 variables are there. So out of 4 variables, we have given 3 variables and we asked to find out the fourth variable. Then we have to use the same formula, and by using this formula we can get the any variable. Okay, so let's see the another example. Here what we have to find out, the first term we have to find out. So all other things we have given, like common difference is equals to -3, the terms number is 18, and an is equals to 5, -5 we have given. So we can write down instead of n 18. So 18th term, the value of the 18th term is -5. We have to find out the value of first term. Again we have to use this formula. An is equals to a plus n minus 1 into d. Put down all the values. An, that means the -5, is equals to a, we don't know, we have to find out, plus 18, n is 18, and -1, d is -3. So -5 is equals to a. Here what will happen? 18 minus 1 is equals to 17, and 17 into -3. So this 17 is plus, so plus minus minus, 17 threes are 51. Now simplify this. What will happen if we take this 51 to the left hand side? It will become plus. So we will get the value of a is equals to 51 become plus, and this -5 remains as it is. So by subtracting this, we get the value of a is equals to 46. So this is the value of the first term. Okay. So in this way, we can find out the any variable using this formula. Right? Okay. So this is all about this lecture. Thank you.